Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of Shauna Spilling the Presley Tea. This is part 2 of Kruse, Fialko, PPP versus Priscilla Presley, part 2. We got to a place last night, and I want to keep going tonight, so let's begin. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I appreciate it very, very much, and I loved all y'all's comments from last night's video. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked and answered, right, guys? So tonight we're going to talk more, and I'm not going to be on very long. I have to take my kid to martial arts class, so this is only going to be maybe 30 minutes. I'm going to try anyway, because it's close to that time I should be going, but I wanted to be able to do this video for you guys tonight because I promised you guys that it was going to be all week long, because this is a huge amount of paperwork to go over and read. But excuse me, tonight we're going to do ties to Lisa Marie's death and estate control, building on August filings that said Priscilla's scheme to regain control of the estate. Plaintiffs abilify claims that she ignored Lisa Marie's health, acted against her wishes in January 2023. Priscilla strongly denies this, but Brigitte and Fialko know what happened. They claim that they have all the proof that they need for this, so we just got to let it go into the courts, guys. But I'm going to read you what's next. So let's start. In 2022, Priscilla approached plaintiff Kruse, a well-known auctioneer who had a reputation for selling coveted Elvis Presley memorabilia, and plaintiff Fialko, a Desert Storm veteran, successful entrepreneur who had amassed an impressive collection of Elvis Presley memorabilia to help correct her financial affairs. Excuse me, I've got something on my nose. Excuse me. Which were in severe distress. A memorandum of understanding Priscilla used to induce Kruse and Fialko to invest in her. Kruse, a mother of 2 special needs children who has been honored by the United States Congress and the mayor of Los Angeles, who has been knighted by a royal family for her work for serving with special needs children, and Fialko accepted Priscilla's request and devoted themselves full-time to assisting, repairing, and stabilizing and improving Presley's financial situation. So she basically went up to them and was like, hey, please, can you please exploit everything about me because I am destitute and I need more money. And of course they were like, okay, you're going to hire us to exploit your name, likeness, and image? No problem. So that's how that started. Among other strategies, Kruse, Fialko, Priscilla worked to exploit her name, image, and likeness. Kruse and Fialko deployed IP, know-how, creative marketing to enhance Priscilla's brand, for example, spending 1 year creating 35,000 NFTs with unique attributes and embedded data to launch in connection with Sofia Coppola's then soon-to-be-released motion picture, Priscilla. To that end, at Priscilla's request and with Priscilla's attorney, Lynn Walker Wright, they formed several companies to own, manage, and exploit Priscilla's name, image, and likeness, which were to be managed by Kruse or Fialko for the benefit of Priscilla. Kruse and Fialko. Priscilla licensed her name, image, and likeness rights to Priscilla Presley Partners for PPP and its sub-licensees exclusive use. PPP, in return, gave non-exclusive sub-licenses in Presley's name, image, and likeness to PBK2 Recollections and Virtual Recollections to pursue their various business objectives. Priscilla further entered into multiple agreements regarding her name, image, and likeness, in which she agreed not to compete and to cooperate with the exploitation of her name, image, and likeness. Priscilla ultimately agreed to disclose business opportunities for the benefit of the company, and they said that will be in Exhibit 20. So they have proof of this. Priscilla never disclosed to Kruse and Fialko, who invested thousands of hours of their time and who otherwise invested millions of dollars of their own money into Priscilla, that she previously sold the rights to exploit her name, image, and likeness years before in 2005. Priscilla approached Kruse and Fialko with the MOU, asking to be paid an annual fee of $500,000, not far off from $560,000 Priscilla was initially paid under the consulting agreement that dried up in 2018 because Lisa took her off. By 2022, Priscilla herself was broke and was looking for her next victim. Kruse has spent significant time raising money for special needs children in third world countries. Despite the fact that plaintiffs Kruse and Fialko had already invested a significant sum of money into Priscilla's to grow the value around her name, image, and likeness, Joel Weinshanker, managing partner of EPE, advised on August 9, 2022, that Priscilla had already sold those rights to them, and EPE was going to sue Priscilla. See Exhibit 21. They have proof of that too. Priscilla continued to deny these claims, despite the deal that she entered into with EPE in 2005 that she failed to disclose to Kruse and Fialko. Exhibit 22, they say, will prove that. Despite Priscilla's misrepresentations, Kruse and Fialko worked feverishly to maximize the value of Priscilla's name, spending countless hours cleaning up or otherwise handling numerous disputes Priscilla was involved in, drafting public statements for her, and otherwise controlling and growing her image and brand. Kruse and Fialko ignored their own businesses, which suffered financially because Priscilla's finances were in shambles and required a full-time attention. When Priscilla first approached Kruse and Fialko, patrons were paying $30 per ticket for her appearances. Her shows almost never sold out, and Priscilla was earning a net profit of around $6,000 to $9,500 per event. Despite spending upwards of $90,000 per month on her lifestyle, Kruse and Fialko used their combined business experience to set up Q&As and corporate events, increasing ticket prices to as much as $750 a ticket. Oh my gosh, why people would even spend that much. And Priscilla began earning a net profit between $25,000 and $50,000 for given events. By the end of 2022, Kruse and Fialko had already invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into Priscilla, building out numerous brands around her. Baz Luhrmann's Elvis opened at the box office in June of the same year and was earning significant awards, season buzz ultimately being nominated for 8 Academy Awards. Kruse and Fialko saw it as an opportunity to continue to course correct Priscilla's brand. Priscilla saw it as an opportunity to get back into the spotlight and gain control. Lisa and Priscilla were each planning to attend the 2023 Golden Globes on January 10, 2023, in support of Elvis. But Lisa had no desire to see or otherwise be near Priscilla. Lisa had been in a long-running dispute with Siegel, and she resented Priscilla for staying with Siegel and misusing Lisa's money for her own self-interest. Crucially, Priscilla was aware that Lisa was getting ready to remove her as the sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust and was threatening to sue her. In fact, on January 2nd, 2023, only 10 days before Lisa passed, January 12, 2023, Priscilla was made aware that Lisa was threatening to sue her in connection with mismanaging Lisa's finances. And they said with Exhibits 28 through 30, they'll be able to prove this. Despite the friction between Priscilla and Lisa, Kruse and Fialko worked to keep the family together, collaborating with Priscilla's publicist. hold on, I need to go back to something real quick. I'll come back to this. I gotta do something real fast. Go back to where I was. Okay. However, while attending the Golden Globes, Lisa was noticeably ill, complaining to Priscilla about her health. Priscilla ignored the warning signs, despite being only a short drive from the world-renowned Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Instead, Priscilla clasped to the spotlight, going out to the Chateau Marmont for drinks with Lisa, and then sent Lisa on a long drive to her Calabasas home. Within just over 24 hours, Lisa suffered cardiac arrest on Thursday, January 12th, and she was rushed to West Hills Hospital. Priscilla, who knew that Lisa was in the process of taking steps to sue her and remove her as the sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust, saw an opportunity to regain control. Priscilla rushed to West Hills Hospital, and despite Lisa's clear directive to prolong her life, which I read to you guys before, and I'm just going to show it to you again for reference, she signed this stating that she wants her life prolonged. Let's see, where was that page? Just so we're here. Right here with exclamation marks, guys. It says right here, she wants her life prolonged. Then she initialed LMP, Lisa Marie Presley, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Lisa Marie Presley, exclamation mark, explanation mark. Meaning she wanted her life prolonged. Priscilla pulled the plug within hours of Lisa being admitted. And before her granddaughter Riley was able to get to the hospital, calling Kruse repeatedly, demanding that she issue a statement to the media so Priscilla could control the narrative. See Exhibit 33 and Exhibit 34. But we all know with the pages of Priscilla's book that supposedly was leaked, Priscilla says she's the one herself that wrote the statements on Twitter. Brigitte is the one that actually did the typing. Priscilla didn't type nothing, yet Priscilla in her book, supposedly, which we read, the part that was leaked anyway, says Priscilla did it herself. So Exhibit 33 and Exhibit 34 will prove that Kruse was the one that did the statements, not Priscilla. Priscilla demanded that Kruse write and release a statement for her immediately, stating, "It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter, Lisa Marie, has left us." Priscilla knew that Lisa's death neutralized the threat of Lisa's efforts to have Priscilla removed as sole trustee of Lisa's irrevocable life insurance trust. And Priscilla wanted to control the Promenade Trust and Graceland. Priscilla knew that she had no right to inherit anything from Elvis's estate, and knew that Lisa removed her as trustee from the Promenade Trust in 2016 over claims of mismanagement, but claimed that she never received the proper notice. Funny, she always plays ignorant when people point things to her, and she always loves to play ignorant when it has anything to do with any kind of legal standing. She's got I have no idea what's being said. So, it's just, that's the way she is. That's the way she is. Within days of Lisa's passing, Priscilla tried to exploit her death, suggesting that a charity be set up to secure money through donations. See Exhibit 35. Priscilla sought to exploit Lisa's death as an opportunity. At her house the following week, before Lisa's funeral on January 22nd, 2023, Priscilla exclaimed, "I'm the queen. I'm in charge of Graceland." Kruse and Fialko were heartbroken by the unsettling behavior, which is unsettling, guys. If they can prove this, sounds like something she would do. Sounds like something she would say. How could she say this after just days of her daughter dying, right? Well, this woman has no shame. She only cares about the money, guys. And this is my personal opinion, okay, guys? This is for entertainment purposes only. So it's just my opinion, and I know you guys, most of you all, have the same opinion I do. She is an opportunist. She's cold and calculating, and all she ever cared about was money. Did she care about Lisa? Really? According to Lisa's book, she really didn't care too much. Anyways, after Lisa's funeral, Priscilla immediately filed a petition in court challenging the 2016 amendment to the Promenade Trust and challenging her own granddaughter's inheritance, tasking Kruse and Fialko with brokering a deal with Riley. Priscilla, unrelenting in her thirst for money and power, continued to pursue claims against Riley, her own granddaughter, despite Riley's pleas to honor her mother's wishes. Yep, she did. Shortly after Lisa's death, Riley wrote Priscilla stating, "I have protected you from lawsuits from my mother. Even a few weeks before my mother passed, she wanted to sue you again, and you called me for help." Exhibit 36. So they have what they need to show that this is true. Priscilla ignored Riley's pleas, manipulating her claims with that she loved her and they needed to be a family. Riley was forced to oblige to avoid having the trust incur excessive legal fees. Riley attempted to work out a deal with Priscilla, texting, "From our meeting with my grandma, it sounded like she wanted to, 1, advise me on the estate, and 2, be able to do events at Graceland and be the face of Graceland." Exhibit 37. So they have proof of this as well. Priscilla, who already strong-armed Elvis and took advantage of Lisa, manipulated her own granddaughter so she can continue to be the face of Graceland. At Priscilla's demand, Kruse and Fialko ultimately structured a deal for her, where Priscilla was to be paid $2.4 million, and Priscilla demanded that they broker a 7-figure deal for her son, Navarro, who was not originally entitled to anything from Lisa's estate. Kruse and Fialko also negotiated a deal with Harper and Finley Lockwood, Lisa's other children. Michael Lockwood, their father, was financially destitute at the time. Kruse and Fialko worked to secure an attorney for him and negotiated a deal for him to be paid $25,000 per month. Lockwood and Priscilla pleaded with Kruse and Fialko to have Lockwood instated as Harper and Finley's guardian ad litem, which they secured. The overall matter was resolved in June of 2023. Of course, part of Priscilla's payment included an annual consulting fee of $100,000 as well, so she could advise Riley, just as Priscilla did for Lisa, ultimately filtering her assets despite being in a position of trust. Priscilla then demanded that Kruse and Fialko purchase the name, image, and likeness rights for Harper and Finley Lockwood, her 2 other granddaughters. Priscilla wanted to ensure that she was the face of Graceland, and she wanted to make sure she could stop them from taking the spotlight, just as Lisa took the spotlight from her. Wow. I mean, wow, such a web she has woven throughout the decades, and it just seems she keeps on weaving those webs, guys. Just this time, she used Kruse and Fialko to do her work for her, and then she didn't pay them, and then she ran. So, guys, I'm going to stop here for tonight. That shows you how Priscilla had a deal in Lisa's death. And there'll be more stuff coming out with that. I know there will be. But anyways, guys, that's it for this evening. You know, I have to go take my kid to his martial arts class, and I didn't have very long to give you guys this evening, but I hope you took whatever I said to heart. And I'm going to say it again. That woman is evil. She surely is. And I know that That's just my opinion, but with all the stuff that I have researched on her and all the stuff we are learning right now, it shows that I am not that far off from thinking such a thing. But she's evil. She finds ways to use people to get what she wants. And once she gets what she wants, she discards the people that she used. And I'm sad to say that Kruse and Fialko were two people that were caught in her snare, caught in her trap. Once upon a time, she caught Elvis in her trap. And poor Lisa was born into her trap. And when Elvis died, she was full time in her mother's trap. And this is why, in my mind, that Lisa wore snake jewelry. She was giving us subliminal messages that there are snakes in her life. And I think that that's probably why she was doing so, especially towards the end of her life when she wore a lot of snake jewelry. I personally think her mother, Navarone, were two of the snakes in the grass. She knew it. I think so. With everything her own half-brother, Navarone, has said. Oh my gosh, her own brother, half or not. You know, that's your brother. Your brother should never say evil things like that about you on YouTube channels or on TV for that matter. I mean, wow. You know, he didn't love her. He wanted her to die. He was glad she was dead. He didn't go to her funeral, didn't want to go. I mean, he only went to that other part. He didn't go to her personal funeral before that. But seriously, that's it for me tonight. And it's on a sad note because we had to find out, which I already had suspicions before we even talked about this years ago, and now it's been confirmed. Well, confirmed through Kruse and Fialko's paperwork, of course, and them being there and everything, that Priscilla did not do what Lisa Marie's directive said, which was prolong my life as much as possible. And if you guys watched the Law and Crime sidebar a show that was on just yesterday, Kruse's lawyer was on that show last night, and I'll say it again, look up Law and Crime sidebar. It was on yesterday. They went over this, and Kruse and Fialko's lawyer came on and explained a few things. And I will say, Riley, it has been confirmed that Riley will be called to the stand. She will be a witness that will have to testify to the day her mother died, on the day her mother died. They're going to ask. So that is confirmed by Kruse and Fialko's lawyer that she is going to testify, Riley, and they're going to call others to the stand as well. So there's that. So anyways, folks, you could have went to any Elvis channel for your Fialko, Kruse, PPP versus Priscilla Presley court case, but you didn't. You came to mine, and for that, I love each and every one of you for it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you all tomorrow night for part 3. Okay, and I'll have a much longer time tomorrow night because I don't have to do anything. I won't have to go anywhere. But I do have to leave. I got to take my kid to his martial arts class. So, guys, I will talk to you later, all right? TCBTLC. God bless you all. And you know what? I'll see you on the other side, of course, and tomorrow night for part 3. Bye, everybody. See y'all later.